Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check, mic check. All right, bet we sound good, squad. Yo, Tento's family. Yo, guys. So I wanted to touch on a very serious topic, right? And I started to watch a little bit of a video, and it's been a while since we've done a reaction, but this really is a serious topic. And Bernie Sanders, your boy Bernie. Ah. But Bernie Sanders just put out a video, right? And if I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, this is a reoccurring problem. This is a problem that's gonna keep occurring, and this is a problem that started years and years ago, right? Guys, AI is ruining the fucking world. And what I mean by that is it's literally ruining the world, guys. AI is using up all of our resources. AI is making us less intelligent. AI is low key, this is hypothetical and theoretical, right? For YouTube or anybody who's watching this or whatever. I feel like AI is on the verge of becoming sentient. And not only is AI using up all of our water, but AI is now taking up all of the jobs, guys, and this is serious. I know some people in upper management that work, in the corporation I work for, they don't need assistance anymore because now it's all AI. They they fired all them people. Bernie Sanders put out a video, right, about how AI is gonna basically wipe out the jobs, and he is not wrong because we are at a state of robotics where they are now using robots to Bartista to, package shit, to do it, whatever the case is. They are making robots for all of this stuff now. So guys, we are gonna do not a deep dive, but we're gonna do a reaction on this video because I think it's important and a lot of people really should, be in the know about this. But yo, without further ado, let's get it.
Thanks very much for joining me. In the midst of these unprecedented and crazy times, government shutdown, Trump's devastation
Yeah.
of healthcare in America, climate change, the move toward authoritarianism.
And I'm gonna pause it right there, guys. This is such crazy times, and he is not lying. Everything he just said is real. On top of all that, guys, climate change is some of the biggest fucking. Why don't people realize that that's my bad, guys. I mean to stop it so short. It's just he already made very good points.
The horrific war in Gaza, the growth of oligarchy, etc., etc., etc. I want to take a few minutes talking about another issue of enormous consequence that just doesn't get the kind of attention I think it deserves. Everybody agrees that artificial intelligence, AI, and robotics are going to have a transformative impact on our country and the world. There is very little disagreement about that. There
Correct.
are, however, very strong disagreements as to what those impacts will be, who will benefit from these changes, and who will be hurt. So here is my take. Some of the very wealthiest people in the world, including Elon Musk, Larry Ellison, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, and others, are now investing hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars into these revolutionary, transformative technologies. Now, why is that? Why are they doing that? Is it because they want to improve the standard of living of the 60% of our people who live paycheck to paycheck? Americans who are struggling to pay for groceries, healthcare, housing, education? Maybe. Maybe they are staying up nights worrying about the working families of America. But I doubt it. I think it's because investing in AI and robotics will increase their already incredible wealth and power exponentially.
And that what pisses me off, guys. You know why? Because, okay, in the beginning, right? I feel like this was all a fucking plan, hypothetical and theoretically. I feel like this was all a plan because think about it. Elon Musk, the guy for OpenAI and Oracle or whatever I'll have you, guys, these are the same fucking people that were telling us, right? I think we should stop. I I think we should stop the creativity of AI, because if it gets too out of hand, then, things, basically the world could end, right? Elon Musk said that. Mark Zuckerberg said something about AI becoming too far. The guy from OpenAI, I forgot his name, but they're all saying stuff about how AI can become too much. But these are the same people investing billions of dollars into AI. What does that tell you guys? They're playing both sides of the story. And until it's too late, I'm not going to lie, y'all, it's probably already too late. Let's be 100%. AI is already at a point where it feels like it's irreversible. AI is already blackmailing, software engineers or whatever the fuck the case is, whoever's trying to, disable the program. There's a article, there was a story, right, that was like 2 weeks ago of an AI robot almost harming somebody. And that's not even the jobs aspect of it. So these same billionaires that are going to be rich off of AI are the same billionaires that try to tell you how bad AI was. Shit, they're definitely not going against the grain. They're clean shaving all this shit. That's wild work.
Among other impacts, the artificial intelligence and robotics being developed by these multi-billionaires will allow corporate America to wipe out tens of millions of decent paying jobs, cut labor costs, and boost profits. The result? The wealthiest people in the world will get even richer, while working families lose their jobs and their income. And unless we act, here is, in my view, I don't claim to have all the answers, but in my view, this is what is likely to happen in the next 10 years. Now, as a member of Congress who vigorously opposed the disastrous trade agreements that decimated communities throughout this country, I, like most Americans, want to see manufacturing rebuilt in the United States of America. But let us be clear. New factories won't mean much for working people if the jobs are done by robots instead of human beings.
Exactly.
Elon Musk has said he wants Tesla to build millions of robots. And what will these robots do?
Wipe your ass?
Obviously, they will replace the men and women working in our factories, warehouses, and in restaurants and in other areas. That means millions of good jobs could disappear. It's not very complicated.
Oh my God, dude. Have y'all not seen the movie I, Robot? Have y'all not seen all these fucking movies of artificial intelligence? Fucking Avengers Age of Ultron? That fucking giant robot? I'm telling y'all, we're not far from that future. And not to like to doom and gloom or to scare everybody or anything like that, but this is some real shit right here. Oh shit, let me fix myself before I restart it. Damn it. Look, this got me moved. And it should have you move too, guys. Not only the jobs, when you really look down the rabbit hole of AI, our water resources, okay, this is a prediction, but this is only a theory. This is only, this isn't real. But in my theory, in my prediction, right, before we hit a giant cataclysmic event, before we hit World War III or what have you, or I don't want to say that, because I don't know if YouTube's sensitive with that word, but, WW3 and what have you. And this is just for entertainment purposes and, theories. I feel like we're going to run out of water first, more than anything, guys. The world is going to run out of drinkable water first. Not like water, of course, in the world, but drinkable, clean water. This is a better example. You know how, in some parts of Africa or, some parts of the Middle East or what have you, they don't have any like drinkable water, like it's dirty water that they're drinking out of, right? We're not even going to have that, is what I mean, guys. That's going to be dried up too. On top of, yeah, let's get to it.
Plus, it's not just Musk. Amazon, owned by Jeff Bezos, has already laid off 27,000 workers since 2022.
Correct.
The company now has more than 1 million robots working in its warehouses.
And this is another point. Bernie Sanders is really right on that. And you know why it was because, like, why all this happened? It's because, right, in 2022, a bunch of Amazon workers went on strike talking about, oh, we need more pay. Oh, we need more pay. So, you know what Jeff Bezos said? All right, well, fuck y'all. I don't need you anyways. And laid everybody off. Now there's robots in the Amazon warehouses. And all those same people that were complaining about increase our pay are looking fucking stupid. And they were already getting paid like $21 an hour. Yes, in the economy nowadays, that's very hard to live off of that. But you know what else? Adapt. If you guys seen my last video, it talks about people don't know how to adapt anymore. Cause yo, I make minimum wage and maybe a little bit more than that, depending on if I have a good ass week. You know what I mean? But even then, like me and my wife, we figure this shit out and we have money left over and we can buy what we want to buy and we get the kids things. This is crazy work. You guys are the reasons why they pushed for robots because y'all kept complaining about your fucking pay. Y'all kept not being happy. All you guys were doing was putting fucking tags on boxes and putting them in trucks. Long hours, long hours. That's life, y'all.
And soon, these robots will outnumber human workers in Amazon facilities.
Correct.
In 2016, Foxconn, the massive manufacturing contractor for companies like Apple and Google, replaced 60,000 workers in a single huge factory in China with robots.
Yep.
Now, the company is planning fully automated factories. And just a few
Correct.
months ago, Foxconn CEO Young Liu predicted that artificial intelligence will make it unnecessary for large corporations to outsource jobs to low-wage countries. You know
Yep.
why? Because robots will be doing most of the manufacturing work. However, it is not just manufacturing jobs at risk. Most of us want to see the United States develop a strong, clean, and efficient transportation system, including the production of millions of new cars, buses, and trucks. But if Musk and others get their way, those vehicles won't be operated by truck drivers, bus drivers, or taxi drivers. They will be driverless vehicles. Millions of jobs in transportation will be eliminated.
And you know what? Let me pause it right there. That's fucked. Because honestly, there's a lot of errors when it comes to a computer driving a car. There's too many videos of them damn Waymos locking their passengers in and then keep driving in circles or can't find a parking so they forever endlessly try to park. Honestly, that's not good to have a few tons moving death trap machine basically because there's no one to operate if something malfunctions in the digital software. What if something malfunctions in that truck that's digital? That's not going to be good. You guys seen the movie At the End of the World or whatever the case is, or Leave the World Behind? Yo, my bad, squad. I guess what happened was the fucking phone overheated, right? Because I'm running my iPhone at like the max settings and I had the flash on, of course, but I don't know what happened, but I guess that shit overheated. So I had to take off the flash and look at a couple things before we restart this. So, yo, my apologies. I didn't want to just redo this whole video because this is some good shit right here. But anyways, in the movie Leave the World Behind, right? You know, all the Teslas are basically driving themselves and just crashing. That's something that could happen, yo.
This is not science fiction. It's already happening. FedEx is using driverless trucks to haul heavy loads along the I-45 corridor between Dallas and Houston through a company called Aurora. Walmart is using autonomous trucks for short-haul deliveries in Arkansas through a company called Gatik. Kodiak Robotics has partnered with IKEA to conduct driverless deliveries in Texas. Waymo is operating self-driving cabs in Los Angeles, Phoenix, San Francisco, Atlanta, and Austin. We all want to see more startup companies and small businesses, but
Very
For
true.
workers, that will mean very little if half of all white-collar entry-level jobs are eliminated over the next 5 years. And that is exactly what has been predicted by Dario Amodei, the founder of Anthropic, one of the leading AI companies in the world. As the ranking member of the Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee, I just released a report finding that AI, automation, and robotics could replace nearly 100 million jobs in America over the next decade, including 40% of registered nurses, 47% of truck drivers, 64% of accountants, 65% of teaching assistants, and 89% of fast food workers, among many other
Damn.
occupations. And as bad as that may seem, I'm afraid it could be an underestimate. In June, the CEO of Ford, Jim Farley, predicted that AI could eliminate, quote, literally half of all white-collar jobs in the U.S., end quote, within the next decade. That's Jim Farley, Ford. Elon Musk said this year that as a result of AI and robotics, quote, probably none of us will have a job. If you want a job, that's kind of like a hobby. You can do a job. But otherwise, AI and robotics will provide any goods and services you want, end of quote. Earlier this year, Bill Gates predicted that humans, quote, won't be needed for most things, end quote, such as manufacturing products, delivering packages, or growing food over the next decade due to AI. So, my friends, here is a rather big question. If Musk and Gates and others are only half right in their predictions, what happens to the tens of millions of Americans who no longer have employment because they can't find jobs that don't exist? In this brave new world, how do these Americans pay for health care, food, housing, and the other necessities of life? But it's not just economics. Work, whether being a janitor or a brain surgeon, is an integral part of being a human being. The vast majority of people want to be productive members of society and contribute to their communities. What happens when that vital aspect of human existence is removed from our lives? Further, and now we get into some pretty deep stuff, the rapid developments in AI will likely have a profoundly dehumanizing impact on all of us. In many ways, it will actually redefine what it means to be human, fundamentally alter our relationships to each other, and the very nature of what we call society. Can AI and robotics be of help to us in many ways? Absolutely. I believe they can. I am not a Luddite. The goal, however, is to make sure that the new technologies being developed serve human needs and not just further enrich a small number of multi-billionaires. We do not simply need a more...
And you know what? There's no fucking money in that. So why are they going to let us live healthier, happier? That doesn't make any sense. There's only money when we're stressed out, when we need to keep working, when we need to keep providing, when we need to keep doing this and keep doing that and keep doing this. And everybody's scared to even try to make a difference. And now they keep doing it. No, guys, everybody's hearing Bernie, but they're not really hearing Bernie. Because all of this is going to get worse. Not to doom and gloom, but that's the reality of it, guys. All of this is going to get worse. That's crazy work.
Efficient society. We need a world where people live healthier, happier, and more fulfilling lives. So, where do we go from here? And again, I don't have all of the answers, but here are just a few ideas as to how, in my view, the advances in technology can benefit ordinary Americans and not just multi-billionaires. First, we must move to a 32-hour work week with no loss in pay. Think about it. Today, American workers are 400% more productive than they were in the 1940s when the 40-hour work week was first established. Artificial intelligence and robotics will greatly increase that productivity. Workers must benefit from that increased output through a shorter work week. A 32-hour work week with no loss in pay would be a major step forward in improving the quality of life for millions of Americans. Second, we must require large corporations to allow workers to elect at least 45% of the members of their boards of directors, similar to what already takes place in Germany. Workers need a seat at the table to best determine how AI is used in their companies. If Tesla workers were on their corporate board, I doubt very much that they would be rewarding Elon Musk with $1 trillion pay package. Third, we must greatly increase profit sharing at our nation's largest corporations. In my view, workers should receive at least 20% of the stock in companies they work for. Corporate profits should not just be going to enrich wealthy stockholders and the billionaires who own them. Fourth, we need to substantially expand the concept of employee ownership in America.
I agree.
When workers own their own businesses and are more involved in the decision-making processes, they will make choices that benefit everyone in the company, not just the people on top. Fifth, instead of providing billions of dollars in tax breaks to companies that are throwing workers out on the street and replacing them with new technologies, we should enact a robot tax on large corporations
the world's too
and use that revenue
greedy for that.
to improve the lives of workers who have been harmed in this transition. Bottom line, AI and robotics will bring a profound transformation to our country. Nobody denies that. In my view, we must fight
You
to
know
make
what?
sure.
That's the end of the video, guys. And like I said, everybody's hearing Bernie, but they're not hearing Bernie. And to be honest with you, Bernie, the world, the billionaires, the higher echelon, the rich, all of them are already fucking greedy to the point where this is irreversible. We already messed up. This shit already got too far. Trump, you know what? I can't really say a lot about that, honestly, on my channel because I ain't even trying to get this shit blocked out. I'm trying to make entertainment for y'all, my family. Because your boy was getting tired of shadow blocked or shadow banned or what the fuck have you. But AI is already here, guys, and we need to learn how to adapt with it because if we don't, we're just going to get left in the dust. Now, what's sad about all of this is I don't think there's enough people to collectively convince everybody else the dangers of AI because of the stupid little pictures that are making them laugh. You get me? So we'll do another deeper dive on what everybody's actually using AI for. And it's not even a tool. They're just fucking brain rotting away with this shit, brain rotting away with all the resources. So it's crazy. But I would look into the video Bernie Sanders just made, guys. The link will be in the description. But yo, my family, thank you guys for watching the video and thank you for your subscriptions. And also thank you for the new viewers. I don't really, try to cover stuff like this when it comes to politics, but Bernie Sanders, he does talk on a lot of good topics, guys, and a lot of good facts. So that's just what it is. But yo, Tento's family, on to the next one, guys, and later.